And now, TSPN News with Tom Slivick. Comprehensive news because in today's world, you need more than just sound bites. TSPN, streaming on the World Wide Web, and now on demand at TSPN TV.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome to TSPN Today. I'm Tom Slivick, and I'm with Tammie Crabtree. How you doing, Tammie?
Good.
Good to see you again, too. Okay, and if you handle Operation Violence, right?
Yes.
You're the administrator there?
I am the
Director?
executive director, yes.
All of that?
Yes.
Okay. And you're not wearing purple today, but
No.
purple's your primary color, right?
For domestic violence, yes.
Okay. Today's teal, and
Yes.
we're going to find out more of the teal and what Tammie does with Operation Boy, am I mixed up today. All right, with Operation Care when we come back. So stay with us. We'll be back right after the break. You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN. Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Tom Slivick with Tammie Crabtree. Tammie, good to see you again.
Thank you.
All right, now we're talking about Operation Care. Operation Care has been around a long time in Amador County.
Yes, we've been around over 33 years.
Okay, and I can remember back when the sheriff got the safe house for the county that was actually gotten from like a drug deal or something like that, where they had gotten the house as property, and the state allowed that house to come on into the county, and Operation Care certainly took great advantage of that.
Definitely, and we still have that house today. That was seized in a drug raid, I believe, in the early 80s or late 80s, and as far as I know, that was the first house seized in a drug raid that was given to a domestic violence agency and now used for a shelter.
Okay, and a safe house, and Operation Care is basically all about probably trying to make safe places and
Yes.
a safe life for people that aren't used to that.
Correct. That's the whole mission of our work.
Okay, and we know that probably starts at can start at a very young age,
Yes.
and if that's the case, it probably winds up in a cycle that just keeps repeating itself. What do you know about that, Tammie?
That is definitely something that we see, and it's proven that children who grow up in those types of environment and there's not early intervention to show them a different way, that they will continue that lifestyle, and as they become adults and have relationships, those are the things that they're taking into those relationships. I think we kind of all know that however you grew up and the things that you learned in your household, you kind of take them to the next step of your life unless there's some kind of intervention to show you a different way.
Okay. I've always found it kind of interesting because in a domestic, in a cycle itself, anything that's, a circular pattern that happens to you. I was a psychology student in college as well as a minor, but you can break like a circle. The nice thing about a circle is you can break it anywhere in that pattern, and so anybody and any place in that pattern will break that pattern.
Exactly.
And so that's really nice that Operation Care has all sorts of programs that will help out, and anyone that's involved in that cycle can start it. I mean,
Yes.
start the process of not playing the game.
Right. Make a change, try and do something, when you know better, you do better, is something that I've always been taught and what I've always heard. So giving people education and the tools to make the change, that's really important. I think that's kind of where we become key in people who make that step. And when you reach out and look for somebody to help, it's nice that our agency is there and has the tools to help people.
Okay. So some of the times it is from a woman, mother, some trying to get away from the domestic turmoil at home, and she literally has to, I believe, from what I know, make the call, leave with whatever's almost on her back, grab the kids or whatever, and scoot out the door and make a scary phone call.
Correct. That's usually how it happens. Sometimes law enforcement's involved, and an arrest has been made by, it's not always the women, but sometimes the men, whoever the aggressor is or the perpetrator is, that the victim will call us or law enforcement will call on their behalf. And sometimes police aren't involved at all, and it's just a matter of a woman or a man escaping and having a safe moment to make that call. And then we will do everything we can to make sure that they are removed from the situation if that's what they want to do.
Okay, now that's the type that happens. It's the direct call to get involved. How about the other programs, or a program that works with that, but maybe it's slower. It's not working at that crisis point. What does Operation Care do there?
Well, we have groups, and we can't make anybody come to our office,
Right.
but once they've made that decision that they want to change, and if they feel that they're in a relationship that maybe is escalating into, it's starting out with the arguing and things like that, and they feel like it's escalating into a more dangerous situation physically for them, we have groups and things, and we help create safety plans so that they can have a plan for, and we know what that plan is the day they decide to leave. There's safety words, there's places to go, places they can meet us. They have emergency numbers, and we never make contact with a client once they leave our office unless they've given us a safe number to contact them. So there's a lot of precautions that we take, not only for the victims but also for our staff. I have to make sure that our staff is not walking into a dangerous situation. And for me, for the advocates that work at Operation Care, their number one concern is the clients, and my number one concern is making sure that the staff is safe when they respond to those type of things.
Well, it's a very dangerous situation to get into domestic violence, to enter that circle.
Right, right.
Okay. All right. Now, I guess basically we're talking about adults in there. What about youngsters?
Well, children, even if children are in the house and maybe they're not witnessing a domestic violence incident, they still hear things, and it affects them emotionally. And luckily, we have great counselors at our office that can do counseling with children and kind of explain to them the things they've heard or been witness to, that's not okay. And so, sometimes when you hear it from your mom, you don't necessarily listen to it as much as when a stranger or, someone that you trust is telling you there's another way to be or live, and you don't treat people this way, or just trying to explain to them what's happening at a child level.
Okay. And is that behavior learned? Just if we just talk about it a little bit, because I certainly could be wrong, but I would expect maybe it was a brother and a sister, then they would probably be playing the game as well at their level.
Sure, you see a lot, when we have children in the house for a long period of time, we're able to see more the interaction with them rather than just a 1 hour a week visit. When we're working with people in the safe house, we get to see how those children are interacting with each other, and a lot of the behaviors that they've seen from their parents, they are acting out, and that's an opportunity for us to step in and speak with the mom and explain to her, when you see your children behaving that way, that's the time when you have to stop them and tell them that's not okay, and make changes when they're young. It's really important.
Okay. How about if we talk a little bit about maybe the myth that this only happens to, other people, maybe people with a little less stature than we have, a little less understanding than we have, and all of that, but
it happens to everybody.
That's not the case, is it?
Yeah. There's no, it doesn't matter how much money you have, how little money you have, it can happen to anybody. I think that there might be more people in a different economic bracket, like more affluent maybe, they may not be more willing to talk about it because of social reasons.
There's another thing too, that to maybe put it into that, to me, that I see, and I'll be saying this, not you, but that if you have like economic troubles and hardships, it's a lot easier to be at the end of your rope all the time. And when you feel like you're at the end of the rope, it's a lot easier to snap and to just like that. You have all the pressures that are on you, or sometimes the pressures aren't there. So, you can maybe escape a little bit away from that way. I say that because when whatever maybe jumps out at you and something that might happen to you, you might revert and go back, especially if you were have that in your makeup from younger years.
Right.
You follow what I was saying there?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. We try not to, economic hard times are definitely something that causes stressors on the family. And so I think that what we've found and what we've learned is that, you know, like you said, if it's in your makeup, like that's the way you've learned and you've grown up, then at some point those stressors, if you're not able to handle your emotions, they're going to get the best of you.
You know, when we're going to be taking a break soon, but well, I know like when I was in school back then, you know, we had them like, oh, we have these tapes that go off, you know, on us or whatever. They're like little phrases or our programming, if you would. And, you know, unless we get in there and work on that and write ourselves a new program, get a new program using like a computer kind of a model or something and knowing what our operating system is now and change that, we're gonna come back in and play that old program, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And yours is a place where you can help change that,
Yes.
rework that. Okay, we're gonna
Yes.
take a break, and then we're gonna come back and talk more with Ms. Crabtree. So stay with us right here.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.